Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are diving into a slightly dangerous, totally over-the-top, and scientifically questionable project. I am going to build a ridiculously powerful laser machine, yes, the kind that can set things on fire just by looking at them, well, almost. Stick around and watch closely, because I will walk you through how this fiery contraption comes to life. And hey, if you can think of any practical or wildly impractical uses for this thing, leave a comment and let me know. This is a laser diode with an extremely high power output, and today I am going to use it as the core of a burning machine. Yes, the goal is to ignite things from a distance. Of course, shining it directly will not be powerful enough. That would be too easy, right? So we need a proper optical lens to focus all these tiny laser beams into one blazing point of destruction. With the right lens in place, the beam will converge into a single spot, and from there, we will have enough concentrated energy to burn things from up to 5 meters away. Now that is science, but with just a hint of mischief. Now, I am going to attach this part to a massive heatsink because, trust me, this little laser diode gets incredibly hot. It may look small, but when it is firing at full power, it turns into a miniature sun. That is why we need serious cooling. So, I will install a large heatsink and possibly even add a cooling fan, just to keep things from melting, including itself. Because the only thing we want burning here is the target, not the laser itself. Alright everyone, things are coming together quite perfectly, are they not? And as luck would have it, this heatsink fits the laser module holder like it was made for it. No sanding, no drilling, no duct tape, just a perfect fit. Sometimes the universe just wants you to build a laser. Alright, now I am going to build a custom casing and a proper handle for it just to make everything look more polished and professional. And for those of you who have been following my channel, you might recognize this handle. Yes, it is from my handheld jet fan, the 3D printed one that took me ages to design. But today, I am going to repurpose it into something completely different, a handheld laser blaster. Because, why not? When life gives you a handle, you build a laser cannon. However, I will need to make a few modifications. For example, I will add a battery base to power the whole thing, and I will also have to cut away some of these static fan blades to make room for the laser module. A bit of slicing, a bit of adjusting, nothing too crazy. Alright everyone, and just like that, boom, it is done. I have officially completed this insanely powerful laser blasting machine. It may look like it only took a few minutes, but believe me, I spent an entire day wrestling with this thing to make it work. So please, do not forget to give me a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Your support means everything. Now, I am going to run a test so that everyone can see this thing in action. Since this laser beam has extremely high power, I must wear protective glasses to keep my eyes safe. Even if the beam is not pointed directly at my eyes, the reflected light can still be very uncomfortable, and honestly, it can cause quite a bit of eye strain. So yes, safety first, science second, and melting things third. 3, 2, 1, power on! Wow! Now, it might look a little weak on camera, right? But try putting your hand in front of this laser lens just for science. The beam will almost burn straight through your skin. So yes, it may look harmless, but it is secretly a little monster. Alright, now I am going to try shining the laser on my hand just to see what it feels like. Do not try this at home. Seriously, I mean it. This video is made by a professional. Well, sort of. But jokes aside, lasers this powerful can be dangerous, so always handle with extreme caution. Alright, now I am going to test it on a piece of paper and let the laser stay on it a bit longer. Of course, when I tested it on my hand earlier, I only held it there for a brief moment because, to be honest, it was already quite uncomfortable. Now let us see what happens when I aim the beam at paper and leave it there for a longer time. Something tells me things are about to get a little smoky. Wow, guys, this is absolutely insane. In just a few seconds, the laser burned a pretty big hole right through the paper. Now, I am going to test it on some other materials, like wood, to see how it performs. Let us find out just how far this little laser beast can go. Instantly, guys, there is absolutely no delay. The piece of wood started smoking the moment the laser touched it. If I keep the beam focused on one spot for a certain amount of time, it can actually burn straight through the wood. And this is not just any thin piece of wood, it is quite thick. but this laser has enough power to punch right through it. That is seriously impressive. This is just way too awesome, guys. Now I am wondering, could this actually be turned into a commercial product? What do you think? Does anyone know what kind of field or application this could be useful for? If you have any ideas, drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And today, I am going to embrace my villain role, everyone. It is time to take down a spider. Here it is. This little guy has been spinning webs all over my house. So today, I have made the decision to remove just one of its legs. Let us see how it reacts. This is going to be interesting. Wow, everything happened so quickly. It seems like this little guy did not even realize he just lost a leg. One moment he was crawling, and the next, poof, gone. I sincerely apologize, little spider. It was nothing personal, just science. And now I am testing this laser beam from a distance to see how it performs on different objects. Wow, guys, this is seriously powerful. I am standing quite far away, yet the strength of this laser is still enough to burn and even cut through the things I aim at. That is some next level firepower right there. And now, I am going back to testing it on my hand. I already understand how powerful it is, but this time I will keep the laser on my skin a little longer. The goal is to truly feel what it is like when that beam of light hits the skin directly, so I can share the experience with all of you. Science. Sometimes it burns. I do not feel anything, guys. I really do not feel anything. Honestly, it just feels normal. Maybe I have developed superpowers and can no longer feel pain. Alright, now I will leave it on a little longer so everyone can see, shining it directly onto the palm of my hand. Oh no, guys! I only held it for just over a second, but it felt like it burned straight through my hand. No. Oh my god! I could feel the beam piercing straight through my skin like it reached all the way to my bones. The radiation from this thing is absolutely intense. It felt like an incredibly sharp, ultra-tiny, lightning-fast piece of metal just shot straight into my hand. That was no joke. Guys, this laser is on another level. There is a slight burnt smell in the air, guys. I think my skin may have just run into a little bit of a problem. Yep. I am pretty sure something is not quite right here. I sincerely advise all of you not to try this yourselves. It feels like there is fire burning inside the palm of my hand, and that feeling is slowly getting more intense. Alright everyone, so I have just finished building this insanely powerful laser blaster. What do you think about it? Do you see any real-world applications for this kind of device? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching my video. I will see you again in the next one. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button so you will not miss any of my upcoming projects. Thanks again and see you soon.